Hello, my name is Tony De Saulles and I am the author and illustrator of the B-Boy books. Book 1 is called Clash of the Killer Queens. Book 2 is Attack of the Zombies. And now Book 3, just published, is called Curse of the Vampire Mites. So, I thought I'd read you a short extract from Curse of the Vampire Mites in the hope that it might interest you enough to get the book out of the library and read the whole thing for yourself. Now, I think I will start at chapter 2. Calm down, Pretty says. OK, so they must have found vampire mites in Miss Springfield's hive, but they'll help her. It's bad, but it's not the end of the world. She'll soon be back. I guess, I say, but she seems so sure that her bees were healthy. Pretty is firm. It's like you said, the hive checkers have an important job to do. You don't want infected hives spreading vampire mites to your bees. Betty interrupts. Ruff! Good girl, Bets. Pretty strokes her head. Do you want to come home with me? What about your mum and dad? I ask, imagining Mum's face if I brought a dog home. Pretty laughs. Mum and Dad love dogs, and Mum works from home. It'll be fine, and it's not for long. The next day, a supply teacher is standing in for Miss Springfield. He is a big round man with huge glasses and a bald head. Good morning, good morning. My name is Mr. Jolly, and I am delighted to be your teacher for today. Pretty hides her chuckles. He sounds like somebody posh off the telly, she whispers, and I grin back. We have art on Thursday morning, so I asked Mr. Jolly if Pretty and I can work on a poster design for our bee competition. Certainly, certainly. I am an admirer of the bee and all things honey related, Mr. Jolly says. Let's all design a poster and we'll vote for our favourite. It's a fun morning of sketching and colouring. Just before lunch, we pin our posters on the display board and decide which we like best. Mr. Jolly strokes his chin and looks thoughtful. Marvellous, marvellous. What creative creatures you are. I think they're all wonderful, and I have a suggestion. Rather than picking just one, let's display the whole colourful caboodle around the school. I like Mr. Jolly. Since the pollination pickle, Thursdays are the day when Mrs. Swede, the school cook, experiments with low-cost food that is high in protein and other nutrients. Grasshopper pie and snail crumble are on the menu today, with banana mush for pudding. It is food made from ingredients that don't rely on bees. It is healthy and horrible. We sit in silence, chomping on our miserable lunch. Over at the teacher's table, Mrs. Bottomley and Mrs. Gashcory are setting an example by eating the same disgusting dishes we are. Other teachers nibble timidly from their lunchboxes, unwilling to join the awful experiment. But Mr. Jolly is unashamed. He's chuckling to himself as he munches his lunch, and we all agree that it looks totally delicious. Pretty leans over. He's got honey sandwiches and honey buns, even honey yogurts, and some sort of honey-coloured drink, she whispers. It must be Friday. It must be his birthday, I splutter. Nobody can afford that much honey every day. For several minutes, Norman Crudwell has been hovering close to the supply teacher's honey lunch, like an annoying wasp. Mr. Jolly stands. Master Crudwell, he booms, will you please take this honey bun outside to the playground for me? Crudwell is startled, but it doesn't stop him from staring longingly at the delicious cake. Where shall I put it? He asks. In your mouth, laddie. Go outside and eat it so I can finish my lunch in peace. We burst out laughing, but a little bit of me feels sad too. The window overlooking the playground is framing the little figure of Norman Crudwell stuffing his face. The hunger for sweet things is making people desperate.